Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So I wanted to seek the blessings of Radha Madhav, Radha Shyam Sundar Krishna Balaram Bal Gopal. Nasing de Bhagavan Gaunitai Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, and the assembled devotees. So continuing on with the friends of Radharani, the Sakhis, the Gopis. So we will today we've had a brief look at Lalita and Vishakha. Today is going to be Champaklata. Champaklata is the third of the 8 Sakhis. She has a yellow-white complexion, like the color of a full-blown champak flower. Hence her name is Champaklata. So where is she? Let's have a look. So we have Madhav, we have Radha, Lalita, Vishakha, and next to Vishakha is Indulekha, Rangadevi, Sudevi. And next to Lalita is Champakalata. And then going further, Chitramanjari, and then Tungavidya. So here we are looking at Champakalata. And this is the flower which was mentioned earlier. The Champaka, what was it? Champaka, yeah, Champaka flower. So she's got that complexion, is this beautiful yellow. Isn't that beautiful color? So her skin color is this color, Champaka flower. Her garments are described as chataka, or brown like a sparrow's feather. Champaklata's Devi's birthplace is Kerala, and her kunj, or grove, or like a resting place, is located south of Sri Radha Kund. It is the color of molten gold and is named Kamarata, or the vine of Cupid. She is one day younger than Sri Radha. Her appearance is celebrated a day after Radhastami. So when it came to Radhastami, most of these Sakhis' appearance days are around Radhastami. So Champaklata is the day after we celebrate her appearance. Her eternal age is 14 years, 2 months, and 13.5 days old. Her garments shine like kashabirds. Her father is named Arama, her mother Patika, husband Chandaksha, and Chandaksha Gopa. She is very expert in conveying messages and concealing the purport of her activities. So that's interesting, concealing the purport of it. She's not necessarily cunning, but very interesting, very interesting. So she does one thing, but it may not be clear as to why she's doing it. She's an eloquent speaker and knows various ways to discredit her enemies and glorify her own party. So good job she's on Radha's side. Huh? Using only the skill of her hands, she can artistically fashion things from clay. So all of these gopis have incredible talent. Of course, what else would you expect? They're not necessarily any different from Krishna. Her service is making and offering jeweled necklaces and fanning with a yak-tail fan. The 8 Sakhis in her yukta, because every one of the 8 gopis has their own 8 Sakhis who are close to them. And they are named, her ones are named Karangakshi, Chutarita, Mandali, Mani Kundala, Chandrika, Chandralatika, Kundakakshi, and Sumandira. So each one will have many attributes and qualities. And each one of these gopis or sakhis will have their own 8 who will be serving them in order to serve Radha and Krishna. In this way, there are thousands and millions of gopis. Her favorite instrument, Champaklata's favorite instrument, is the sarangi. She specially serves the divine couple by waving the chamara, yaktail, whisk, and offering jeweled necklaces, because that's what she's expert at doing. So she offers that as well. What a wonderful seva. You make the jewels, the necklaces, and you offer them to Radha and Krishna. This is a success of life. Champaklata Devi's mood is Vasaka Saja, which is the mood of a heroine who decorates herself and waits for her beloved to arrive, has a moderately contrary nature. What does that mean? Moderately contrary. Well, let's read. This mood, however, is not manifested in relation to herself, but rather as an explanatory example of her character. So she may not agree with everything that Krishna, or Radha, says. So that's why there's a little contrary nature to her. Little bit like Lalita. Lalita has a very sharp contrary nature. But Champakalata has a moderately contrary nature. This enhances the enjoyment Radha and Krishna have. Her nature and qualities can be compared to and greatly resemble those of Vishakha. So Vishakha is very mild in comparison to Lalita. So Vishakha is, she, as we read last week, she has a mild nature, and whereas Lalita has a very sharp nature. Sarvan gunam stula yatim yitum dadatim Vishakam. Her attributes are like those of Vishaka. Her maidservant is Guna Manjari, and Guna Manjari came as Gopal Bhatt Goswami in the time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Gopal Bhatt Goswami founded the Radha Raman Mandir, and beautiful, most glorious deities. Just like her father, Champaklata is learned in many different arts, such as gambling with dice. Now, gambling, of course, is not a good thing. But in the spiritual world, it's a different type of gambling. It's a gambling which is to enhance the enjoyment of Radha and Krishna. So that is gambling which is actually in the mood of devotion, not in the mood of cheating somebody or trying to gain wealth quickly. This is different gambling. Collecting forest flowers and roots, using her own hands to create pottery out of clay, which is a real art. That is such a big art. Nowadays, it's almost lost, that art of creating pottery out of clay. So done by machines. She is nicknamed Mr. Hasta, which means sweet hands. So Mr. must be hands. Hasta is, I presume Hasta is sweet. Hasta also is laughing or good, enjoying. Because of her dexterity in making a wide variety of sweetmeats. So that means she makes lots of gulab jamuns and kheer and things like that. She's well versed in the literature which describes the 6 flavors of gourmet cooking, and the kitchen in her kunj is very famous. So she is an expert all-rounder. She does jewelry, she does pottery, she loves to fan the lordships, she makes sweets, she also makes, she cooks. So she's a really very powerful Sakhi. Being an expertly skilled diplomat in the art of logical persuasion, Champaklata Devi can easily defeat any rival gopi who dare to come in Srimati Radharani's way. So this is the beauty of the Sakhis that are around Srimati Radharani. They're devoted to her. They just want her and Krishna to be together and to be having wonderful pastimes. And Krishna, he absolutely loves that. He absolutely adores the mood of the gopis. And the mood of the gopis is very different from one to another. And that's what makes it much more enjoyable for the Lord. Gopis of rival groups will never walk near Champaklata Devi. She's also a skilled messenger and can carry out her activities in absolute secrecy, going unnoticed by anyone. Amazing, amazing. Sri Champaklata Devi appears as Raghav Goswami in Gaura Leela. Originally coming from South Bharat, Raghav Goswami lived next to the sacred Govardhan mountain, constantly absorbed in singing the glories of Sri Radha and Krishna and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He wrote the book called Bhakti Ratna Prakash. So no, I'm not very familiar with Raghav Goswami, must admit. On the request of Srila Jiva Goswami, Srila Raghav Goswami took Srinivas Acharya, Narottam Das Thakur, and Shyamananda Pandit on pilgrimage around Brajmandal. So the references for that are Srila Rupa Goswami, Sri Radha Krishna Ganodesha, Deepika, and Srila Kavi Karnapur, Sri Gaura Ganodesha, Deepika. So interesting. Jiva Goswami is one of the 6 Goswamis. He's the most learned scholar of his time, practically of any time. And he requested Raghav Goswami to take these 3 musketeers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They were really amazing devotees. And part of their training came from Raghav Goswami. So let's see where we're going with this. So that's it for Champaklata. So next, we're going to look at Chitramanjari. I won't do that today because it's nice to actually meditate somewhat on the every gopi that we're looking at with a view of begging her mercy. Please, my dear Champaklata Devi, please, if you so desire, if you think I have any good qualities, although I know I am not a very good person, but please ignore all the faults and please give me the opportunity to serve your servant, the servant of 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 your servant. If you think I am at all able to do any savor, I please beg you, my dear Champaklata Devi. And I think it's good to try to remember these personalities on a regular basis, especially when we're talking about them. And perhaps, when we go to sleep, we can actually imagine that we are lying on her lotus feet, just taking rest near her lotus feet and begging her, my dear Devi, you're a great, great Sakhi of the Lord. Please put in a kind word if you feel that we are in any way deserving of this. So this is a nice meditation, because if we get the mercy of these gopis, then what else do we want? Because if we get their mercy, then Radha Krishna's mercy is guaranteed. So that's why it's important to know the friends of Radharani. Because Radha Krishna are busy, right? They're busy, they're doing their pastimes. But maybe their friends can put in a word. Yes, Prabhaben.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
I've
Prabhaben.
just put the Zoom on. I went to shopping anyway. What? I mean, I've started now. Why you are saying that it's good that if we get mercy of these manjaris?
These gopis.
Yeah, gopis.
Because they are close to Radha and Krishna. Radha Krishna are busy, they're serving, they are enjoying. And we may not be able to disturb them. But the gopis, they're very kind. They're always looking, how can we increase the enjoyment of Radha and Krishna? So gopis, especially these 8 gopis, they're always looking for opportunities to increase the joy of Radha and Krishna, which means they're always looking for devotees to serve them, you know, and we want to be in the service of Radha and Krishna. Radha Krishna, they love variety. They love different devotees coming and serving them. And these Sakhis, they are expert in serving the Radha and Krishna. So they are able to train the devotees. So that is why we beg their mercy. Dear Champakalata, let us be in your entourage. Let us be the servant of the servant of the servant of your servant. Let us do something for Radha and Krishna, if you so desire, if you think we are in any way qualified. Very important, Prabhaben, because
Thank you.
these Sikhs are very kind-hearted. They have big, big hearts.
It's really good to know that. Thank you.
Thank
Hare
you. No,
Krishna,
thank you.
Prabhuji.
Thank you for asking. And Priyanjali, you have a comment. My favorite ones are Lalita and Vishaka. Yeah, absolutely. They are the most incredible. But even they are so busy serving Radha and Krishna constantly. They're always making plans for Radha and Krishna. They're always creating situations for Radha and Krishna to enjoy more and more. So sometimes they're a little bit too busy as well. So what we can do is these other gopis, we can one by one take shelter of them and beg for their mercy. They're very kind-hearted. Anybody else? Any questions? Any comments? Okay, let's stop there. And tomorrow we will look at Chitra Manjari, Sakhi Chitra, Chitra Sakhi. श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण भगवान की जय, ललिता विशाखा की जय, चंपकलता की जय।